Hi, I'm David Sweeney from Athletics Ireland. This video is an introduction to long jump for PE teachers, coaches and athletes in clubs and schools. Hopefully we can give you some guidelines here that will set you off on the right road to being a long jumper. Or maybe even you can become a world champion like Greg Rutherford from Great Britain in this video. Long jump is an extremely athletic event, and as with all other jumping events, speed and excellent jumping ability are prerequisites. These both must be refined to a really high level. We will introduce you to a lot of preparation drills that will help develop correct movement patterns that will give you a feeling for long jump and provide a base of fundamental skills which can be added to in the future with more advanced skills. Initially, we will take you through some postural and run-up skills, then some skipping, bounding and galloping drills, before looking at some technical aspects of the jump. As with all sport, some safety aspects need to be addressed. The landing area needs attention, so dig the sandpit down to 50 or 60 centimetres in the area where athletes are likely to land, and rake the sand evenly after each jumper. We start off with walking high knees. Observe the tall posture, hips are kept high and level. Make sure to drive your foot into the ground and bring the knee up high on each stride. In this exercise the arms are above the head, but you can also do it with the arms alternating like when you run. Perform 1 to 2 reps over 10 to 15 meters. These are mini hurdle or wicket runs. The hurdles are spaced 5 or 6 feet apart. It's excellent for teaching the mechanics of sprinting. They're best performed over 8 to 10 hurdles with a moderately fast run-in. Look for really fast feet and arms and lead with the knees rather than the foot. These are alternate leg skips. After a short run-up, you then have controlled skips on alternate legs. Aim for good hip projection on each stride. Actively drive your swing knee up and hold briefly before getting quickly back to the ground again. These are alternate leg bounds. After a short relaxed run-up, take off into flat rhythmic bounds, focusing on horizontal forward movement. Aim to get the leading knee up to 90 degrees and straight back down to the ground again. Land actively with a flat foot. Perform these initially on grass or mats before moving to harder ground closer to competition season. This is the one stride gallop and takeoff. Drive the knee up actively on each jump and down quickly into the next stride. The takeoff will be with the same leg each time. Athletes should hold a tall posture in the air, just like in the long jump. This is the 3-stride gallop and takeoff. It's similar to the 1-stride takeoff drill, but after a faster run-in, take 3 strides between barriers. Focus on the rhythm. It should be like the last 3 strides of the full run-up, accelerating. Have an active landing and push into the next 3 strides. Beginners should start with a slower rhythm and speed up once you can handle the landing forces without collapsing. Now we look at the arm movements in jumping. First we look at a takeoff drill. It's a good drill for teaching how the arms move with the legs during the jump. Determine which foot you take off from, step onto that takeoff foot and actively drive up the opposite knee. As you drive up the knee, both arms drive upwards, so both elbows are approximately at shoulder height. Secondly, we have an arm cycling drill. This drill looks at the flight phase of the jump. The arms cycle as they should in the jump and finish with a deep squat, mimicking the landing in the pit. Think of long movements with the arm. All these arm actions can be developed by doing run-ups off a low box, maybe 10 centimeters high. This gives you more air time to complete the long, rangy arm cycles. This is the mat landing drill. It's an effective way to simulate the landing phase away from the sandpit. You just simply do a standing jump onto the mat. Aim to lift the knees high and extend the legs out in front. The hands should aim to touch your toes and then end up beside your hips. Now we have a box takeoff drill with a telemark landing. After a relaxed run-up and takeoff from a 5 to 10 centimeter box, you land on a mat or a sandpit. In this exercise, the driving swing leg from takeoff is held to the front into a lunge-like telemark landing, similar to how ski jumpers land. The box can be placed one stride earlier, prior to the penultimate stride. In this case, it emphasizes that you need to lower your center of mass prior to an upward takeoff. This is a gallop drill into the full jump. A short run-up of 7 to 8 strides leads into 2 galloping bounds, finishing with a long jump into the pit. Control your run-up speed so you can focus on achieving good technique on each bounding action. Try to hold the leading knee and body posture tall at the top of each bound and react dynamically into the next bound and jump finish. Finally, we have a short approach jump. From a short approach of 8 to 10 strides, complete a full jump into the sandpit. The approach should be relaxed with an active last 3 steps. It's an opportunity to combine the effects of all the previous drills. Run as tall as possible with your eyes focused ahead. Slightly drop into the takeoff position with a small lean back of the body. Drive up the swing leg knee and have a tall posture at the top of the jump. Look for a cycling leg action and a long swinging arm action supporting the leg movements. And finally, the legs shoot forward into the landing. To briefly recap on all the exercises: walking high knees, then you have your wicked runs, alternate skips, alternate bounds, and 1 stride takeoffs, then 3 stride takeoffs. Arm action drills starting with the takeoff action and then the flight phase action. A standing jump onto the mat, and then using a box to do a takeoff and a telemark landing. Then you have a gallop and jump. And finally, you have your full jump with a short run-up. Finally, just a few points of general advice around jumping. Start off with some low impact jumps on grass or mats and gradually increase the repetitions as you get fitter and stronger. Then move on to higher reaction jumps by using harder surfaces without mats, and this will develop higher levels of reactive strength. Spend just as much time on your speed as on your jumping, as you will never jump far without speed. And lastly, copy the best jumpers out there, or some of the following 3 world leaders, which we look at in slow motion. So, hopefully we've given you a flavour of how to get started in long jump. Work on these exercises as much as possible, and as you get stronger and faster, you will definitely see progress. Thanks a lot for watching, and thanks to Shane Aston, who is an Irish International Decathlete, and our international jumpers for demonstrating all the exercises. Happy jumping!